Indian Summer.
Words and Their Stories, a program in special English. Nothing man has created is more beautiful than words. They tell much about a people. Every word has its own story. Where did it come from? And how did it get into the language? Today's words are Indian Summer. No one knows where the words Indian Summer came from or how they got started. We are sure that the phrase was well known by the year 1778 because Crèvecoeur, the French writer, wrote about it. Crèvecoeur, who became an American citizen, said this: "A severe frost follows the autumn rains. This prepares the ground to receive the snows of winter. But before the snows come, the earth turns warm once again, and there are a few days of smoke and mildness called Indian Summer." There is a story about Indian Summer that goes back to the very first settlers of the New World. The first frost meant winter was coming to these settlers. Snow would soon follow. The Indians, seeing the settlers preparing for winter, told them not to hurry. The weather would turn warm again. Mild breezes would blow, and the sky turn soft and smoky. And so it did. The sun became hot, and a bright, warm haze flowed over the fields and woods. The settlers, remembering the words of the Indians, called these wonderful periods Indian Summer. But the Indians have their own stories about this late period of warm weather. One of their stories is about a great god called Nanabojo. Nanabojo lived at the North Pole. There he sat upon his white throne and looked down upon the world and the deeds of his people. Nanabojo always fell asleep when winter set in, but before doing so, he lit his great pipe and smoked tobacco for many days. The smoke arising from his pipe flowed down over the earth and produced the beautiful Indian Summer. It was the smoke that made the land look hazy, warm, and enjoyable. Another Indian story says that Indian Summer is not caused by the god Nahabojo of the north, but by the god Shawandasi of the south. Shawandasi was a sad god because he had lost the love of a tall and beautiful Indian maiden. This story caught the imagination of the American poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and in 1855 he included the story of Shawandasi in his poem, The Song of Hiawatha. Shawandasi, fat and lazy, had his dwelling far to the southward, in the drowsy, dreamy sunshine, in the never-ending summer. He it was who sent the wood-birds, filled the sky with dreamy softness, brought the tender Indian Summer to the melancholy Northland in the dreary moon of snowshoes. Since Longfellow, other poems and even songs have been written about Indian Summer, for there is something about this period of warm weather that gives people a lift and makes them feel warm and happy before the long snows of winter come.